All right, guys, we're going to check out the Citizen Tough, or the Promaster Tough. Now, about a year ago, I actually had the black dial variant on. This is the first time I've looked at the green dial, and I think there maybe is a couple of videos on YouTube of it, but I might as well throw my hat in the ring as well. So, a friend of the channel goes by the username of James Duffy, sent in this and a couple other watches. So, big thanks to Mr. James Duffy, if that's the name we're going to use. And this is the Citizen Promaster Tough bn0211-09x. And I also actually have to compare still in-house the green dial Montbell Citizen variant. So we'll talk about those because they're totally different sizes, but very similar in overall design and capabilities for sure. So you can see right away it's Eco Dry, 200 meter water resist, screw down crown. It's a stainless steel, but it all brushed finish. And you can see it's a monocoque design here using the, I believe, the E168 module. I think it's written on here somewhere. Yeah, E168. But it keeps it really thin. So the case diameter, the case width here this way is 42 millimeter. The lug to lug is pretty long at like 51 mil. Thickness is only 10.5. Flat sapphire crystal with AR coating on the underside, and I did verify that. I did screw that up in that Hamilton video. I guess the Hamilton, the titanium Hamilton I did not have AR, and you guys corrected me on it, so thanks. 22 millimeter lug width here. Other than that, I really am actually, there's maybe two gripes I could possibly have with it. One is it's, well, kind of being covered up by the minute hand, but the date window and the date print is kind of small and difficult for me to read, at least. And then the other would be the strap. Now the strap looks amazing and it seems like it's going to be really good, but I don't know about you guys, when I get this one on, I get like wrist claustrophobic. It is very difficult to put on and take off, and I don't think it'll get any better. I think it's just the way it's designed, the traction on the side of this, you know, you have like the fabric on the top here, but the rest of it's all a rubber. And then you have the two rubber keepers. One's captured. You can get it outside of that capturing, but it's captured pretty good. And then you have a floater. I'll try to simulate it on the wrist shot, but I really don't even want to put it all the way on. But other than that, it's a great watch. I mean, you could swap out the straps. This thing on like a Erica's or like a Luff or, you know, some sort of elastic strap would be amazing. It'd be a perfect everyday, very reliable, tough built watch. So maybe a alternative to, say, like the Victorinox Inox or something. This model came out in 2018. It was a Citizen release, and I think the retail, I'll put a link in the description to the Citizen, actual Citizen's page for this watch. The retail on it is $340. I popped over to Joma. They have them listed for $213. If I can find, I think I have a Joma discount code for my username. If I can find that code, I'll put it in there too, but don't hold me to it. You know, great lume and everything like that. You know, in comparison, if your wrist size cannot support the 51 lug to lug 42 case, I get it. Although I would wear probably better than you think, but I get it. That's where like you need to look at one of these. Now this is, I believe, titanium. I did a video on this too. But limited edition, a little harder to get, still 200 meter water resist, basically the same movement, the E168 movement, sapphire crystal, all that stuff, but in a smaller package. This thing is under 40. It's like 39.6, 46 lug to lug, a little bit thicker, oddly enough, and it's still a monocoque design. So 11.85 thickness and 20 mil lug width. So you can see there's the size difference. So whatever your choice is, I think you're going to find a Citizen watch that is going to work for you. Now, typically, I'm more of a Casio fanboy, whether it's, well, it's typically digital, but G-Shock for sure, and then some of the lower-end ones. But I think Citizen is going to reign king when it comes to the, you know, the three-hand or whatever model you find, but in the quartz solar analog type watches, I think Citizen's kind of the king of that realm. I'm sure there's some other really good contenders out there, but for my money, the Citizen at you know, $200 to $300, you're going to get yourself a killer watch. So here it is on my wrist. You can see the watch is fine. The 51 just makes it so the strap kind of drops down right away. That's about as far as I'm willing to give. Once you get this thing in the keepers, I'm telling you, I get wrist claustrophobic. The strap is insane tough, though. The strap toughness certainly matches the watch. So if you're good with it, once you strap it on and you're going to wear it for the day and then deal with it at the end of the day, or maybe even just keep wearing it, maybe it'll break in, but it is a very nice strap, heavy duty. It just, I have a difficult time getting it back off. So I wanted to share that with you, that part of it with you. All right, let me pop these lights off so you guys can get a look at the loom. Citizen loom, typically, now this one I can kind of see like maybe a dual loom on this one. They're known for doing that, and most of the time I notice their loom is a little more blue colored, but very potent still. So let's see what we have here. I didn't look at this one yet, so. All right, yeah, I can kind of see, it looks like the indices, the hour, and the seconds are all pretty much a really vivid green, and then the minute hand has a little bit more of a BGW9 look to it, whereas like the Mont Bell is pretty much the same color as the minute hand on the Tough. So more of the bluish color that Citizen's known for using. So I think you guys can pick that up. And it's bright, and it'll last a long time. So I like the differential there. It actually helps because the hands aren't, they're not difficult to see which one's which, but the fact that they're different colored, easily spotted. All right, guys, thanks for watching, and thanks, Mr. Duffy, for sending in the Tough. I'll see you on the next vid.